here's a regular lug nut. Nice hexagon shape. Some numbnut who put my tires on used the wrong size, and now I have rounded lug nuts and I cannot get them off. So now I had to use this emergency lug nut remover to try to reverse thread on top of the lug nut, but I don't have an impact socket. I mean, an air gun, basically, an impact wrench. So we're gonna see if I can do it by hand. So now the emergency removal socket was able to get the first rounded out lug out. Now I gotta find a vice grip and see if I can twist it back out so I can take the other ones off that are messed up, because again, I don't have an impact wrench. So the way I've been able to figure out how to get these out is the reverse threads latch on to the outside of the nut. Once I get it off, I have to go ahead and put it back on the car. And you always want to screw it in by hand first so you don't cross thread it when you're using powerful tools, because they will cross thread it and you will not feel it. So now that it's on there and the threadings are in, I'm gonna finish drilling this one in so I can get the emergency nut off. Emergency nut's back off, but since the threading was going into that one, it's not gonna be super tight. Now I have to take my regular 19mm, put it on there, and I'll have to hammer it a few times, but basically it'll use the threading that I just made. I'll be able to use that to get the hex around it, and then put a little bit of scrimp to it and be able to get it loosened and get the nut off. Like there, it already broke. So now I can just finish screwing this out. I can get a hammer and put something in there to pop the nut out, because since I hammered it on to the lug nut, it's going to be stuck inside all the way down to the bottom. So I just stick something in the top and hammer it and bang it out, and then I can put a fresh new lug nut on there. That was how I found out how to use the fix, because I don't have a vice grip. But I had a friend, Matt, let me borrow the hammer, or the, I don't know, impact wrench, and that's been able to do it, because I just need a little more power. Once I get one out and it's stuck because I had to hammer it on, I just take another connector that's smaller. This is like a 1/2 inch, and I put like a 3/8 in, and then bang it a little bit, and then the piece that's in there falls out. That's how I was able to get it out. So here are my mangled nuts. You can see there's two different types of metal. So this outer piece here that actually shakes around, doesn't stay still, is some kind of soft, I don't know, plated. It's plated basically, so you can see how it mangled off, and there's a harder inner metal that actually is your lug nut. So you can see how the grooved or serrated threads of the emergency lug nut gripped this lug nut, and then once it tightened down, I was able to get it off. On some of the other ones here, the same method I said, I had to use the threaded lug nut to try and get it moving, and then I would hammer my hexagon socket on top, because you can see the lines where the grooves were made, but then I hammered it on through the grooves, and that's what gave me the grip so that I could take them off. But it was a mess. And there's little pieces of metal that were on the top that as I would spin it would pop off or break. So a couple of them, it broke off the top. The other ones, they stayed intact, but
like this one.
yes, like that one. But it was really annoying trying to get all this done.